heartbreaking overtime loss, Team Shazoo is back to face off against Team Rocket in an ESL Europe Cup 5 tournament matchup. Hello everybody, my name is Shalthis, and just like I said, I am bringing you another ESL Europe Cup 5 matchup between Team Rocket and Team Shazoo. Before we get into the action, I do want to go over a few little facts in our ESL pregame breakdown. So Team Rocket and Team Shazoo have met many times over the last several months in various tournaments, not only with ESL but also MLG. In fact, just recently it was Team Shazoo that managed to qualify for the MLG Pro League, but Team Rocket did not. However, taking a look at the information we've got here, in the ESL, Team Rocket has done fairly well for themselves. They still have not managed to get a victory. Their best performance to date has come in the first Europe Cup tournament, where they finished second to Flipside Tactics. Team Shazoo did manage to come in third a few weeks ago, but they are still a little bit behind their brethren, their rivals, if you will, in Team Rocket. So in this matchup today, Doomsy, Cole, and I Am a Tree will be going head-to-head with O'Neill, Meeps, and Vogan. For anybody who may not be familiar with this squad, I know I've talked a lot about Team Rocket in the past. Team Shazoo is a very formidable team. They should never be taken lightly. O'Neill has certainly been a very key defensive player for Team Shazoo over the last few weeks. He's gotten a number of key saves at key moments, but is very much a playmaker. Meeps I have not seen a lot of personally. There are a few other tournaments where other members of Shazoo have been in play. But as of what I've seen so far, he certainly basically is a very effective playmaker in terms of getting the setup in place. Now Vogan, however, is basically your striker. And typically when Team Shazoo plays, Vogan is right there to drive the ball into the net. So I expect to see a lot of that in this game. Team Shazoo very much on par with Team Rocket, I'd honestly say. So, without any further ado, however, let's get down to the action on the field right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes. 3v3. What I'm sure will be an intense matchup between these two squads. Team Shazoo hoping to avenge a very quick overtime loss to Team Rocket in the previous game we cast. Already Cole in a very forward position here. Typically the defender, but he has been getting forward a lot lately. Here comes Vogan and O'Neill. O'Neill also, again, does like to get forward in play, set some stuff up, but Vogan is a finisher for sure. Oh, nearly got by, but O'Neill with the critical last-second save, but they could not follow it up and put it in there. Look at these attempts. These attempts are coming left and right. But Team Shazoo thwarting them effectively. A little off point, too, because they did leave the gate a little open. Here we go, Tree trying to make a setup, and it's an effective one. Puts it away. Let's take a look at this replay. Comes in very hot. A key dribble there to get it by the defender. Get it by Doomsy as well. But let's head back to the kickoff and see where this game goes. So right off the break, the ball is in a bad spot for Team Shazoo. But they do manage to turn it aside. Cole really couldn't do much for it there. Oh, a good setup for O'Neill. But Tree turns it back on his opponents. The thing with Team Rocket, they typically don't have a lot of pressure on the ball as far as keeping the ball on their opponent's side of the field very often. But when they do get it there, they're typically pretty effective. They're good at making the setups happen and good at putting the goals away. But for right now, they are playing defense and have to stop Team Shazoo. They're having a hard time getting the ball out of their end, though. And here comes Meeps. Good setup by Meeps. Puts it away. Let's watch this again. Comes hot off the wall here. Big setup by O'Neill. Look at that floating shot. Gets it right over the head of the goaltender and puts it away in the top corner. Beautiful goal. So a good start for both teams. getting on the board early, tying things up. Again, like I said, a very even matchup. These are two very evenly matched squads. Team Rocket, typically a little more aggressive, whereas I think Team Shazoo plays a little more of a standardized kind of play. They do that 1-1-1 formation a lot. They're very good at rotational play, and you can see it a lot in what's going on here. You know, you see when Team Rocket gets the ball in the offensive position, they've got two people up front. You've got Cole, who's always hovering around the midfield. Like right now, the gate's pretty wide open. Doomsy wasn't even back there. So they kind of left the gate open, but fortunately they were able to put so much pressure on that Shazoo couldn't convert there. Cole with a nice little setup here. Quickly cleared away by O'Neal to get the ball out of harm's way. Meeps again puts the ball in a great spot to make a play on it. Puts it in the corner, but that's enough for Cole to get a good angle on clearing it back up. So now O'Neal fields the ball up. Stopped quickly by Doomsy. Meeps has to make a critical stop, so O'Neal drops back into defense. Playing very good positional here. That is something Team Shazoo does very well, like I said. Oh, a nice little setup here, but nobody there to make the finish. Meeps again puts the ball on net, but really they need to get a good setup going here. There's Vogan. Takes to the sky. This is good. Meeps is going to come in to try to finish, but Cole there, but it hits the wall. Oh, off the top crossbar. O'Neal can't do it. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. That is an absolute heartbreaker. But here comes Cole trying to put the pressure on. That's going to, I think that'll rattle a team, honestly. But Doomsy. Oh, Cole with the setup and Doomsy with the finish. Let's take another look at this. Cole comes high off the wall. Gets a good angle to put the ball in front of the net, and Doomsy comes in to tap it away. Very nicely done. So Team Rocket with a good setup, kind of taking advantage of that heartbreaking offensive point by Team Shazoo. They were trying desperately to get that ball away, and it was just not going in the net. All right, so a little bit of calm before the storm right now. Basically just trying to get a good gauge on the ball, set up some plays, hovering around midfield, hovering in the corners. All right, Vogan here gets the ball in the corner, going to try to get a good setup. Oh, and he tucks it in tight. What a great goal. Let's take another look at this. He comes up solo here. Looks like he was going for a setup, but he saw an opening. Cole out of position, and he manages to squeak it by. Cole was probably playing a little too heavy to the side of the goal there, and was not able to get into that upper corner of the net, which is something Vogan saw and exploited. You know, you could see he was trying to make a setup on that play, hoping that, you know, either O'Neal or Meeps could come through and follow up on that, but no need. Vogan is a very potent striker, and he sees those openings very well. Again, good setup here. O'Neal sending the ball up. Vogan deflects it high because he saw the defense coming for it, and he wanted to keep that ball in the blue zone. Good setup here. Oh, and Vogan! What a rifling shot. Look at this again. A bit of a clash in the corner. Vogan sees it and just drills it dead center of the net. Nicely done. Back to play. Team Rocket on the back foot already here. This is their first disadvantage they're in the game so far, and already Team Shazoo putting the pressure back on, but they're leaving the gate open. However, I think they're aware of one of the big faults with Team Rocket that we've all kind of seen over the last few weeks, and that's dealing with a lot of very heavy offensive pressure. Team Rocket has a hard time countering a really aggressive offense, and I think Shazoo was trying to pull that off. Oh, but Cole here, Tree trying to put it down low, but he can't get it past. Again, Cole puts it in, it's off the post, but here comes Tree. Beautiful shot with 1 second to go. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Look at this. Tree stops the clear, gets it into center. He sets up Cole. Cole's a little off on the shot, but it's a good setup for him. Meeps can't recover in time to get back into position. That was just really good timing and not really a big fault on Shazoo. They were in a great position, but they just couldn't recover in time. So it looks like, yeah, nobody's going to make a play on that, so we're going to go into overtime. Let's take a look at the stats before we hit the overtime period. Cole leads the way for Team Rocket, 3 assists, 4 saves, and 3 shots on net. Looking good so far. Tree on his back with 2 goals and 5 shots. Doomsy, for some reason, didn't get credit, but he does have 1 goal on the day. For Team Shazoo, Vogan, of course, leading the way. 2 huge goals, 5 big shots on net. O'Neal, an assist, 3 saves, playing that defense, and 2 shots. Meeps is all over the place. A goal, an assist, save, 3 shots. Very formidable team, you know? I mean, it's looking like if Shazoo really gets everything kind of going their way, then I think they can pull this off and even up this little bit of a grudge match or series. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's looking very good for Shazoo. They're coming out strong, and I think those stats are showing it. So let's get into overtime. Right off the bat, Meeps comes in hot. Cole's a little bit behind. It's a good setup for them. They get the ball in the blue zone. They're going to try to make a play, but a little bit off for Vogan. He gets a little ahead of himself, a little underneath that. Team Rocket did have a hard time clearing it, but here comes Cole. A good dribble up front. Meeps is there to turn away. O'Neal gets the clear. And here comes the setup. They're playing aggressive again. All 3 cars are up front. Team Shazoo knows that this strategy can work. Meeps drops back to midfield, though. They're trying to play it carefully. I don't think they want to play too aggressive if they haven't really practiced that. You know, when you play aggressive, it is a very difficult strategy, but Vogan gets the shot up high, can't do it. Tree clears it out. It goes just over the goal. Tree gets a nice setup. Doomsy's in a good position. Here comes Tree, but it gets knocked into the corner. Cole stops it from getting out of the zone, sets it up. Doomsy with the finish again. What a heartbreaker. A 1-second goal. He comes in to try to make a play on it. Gets knocked around a bit. Ball goes to the corner. Let's watch Doomsy as he makes this play. Cole with a nice setup. He knows he's putting it up high. Doomsy just sees this beautiful angle and tucks it in up high. It's hard to react to those really high shots unless you're already making the play. So again, Team Rocket with the overtime goal to decide this game. Very solid performance by both teams. Again, Doomsy only getting credit for 1 goal and 1 shot, but we do know he picked up that goal in regulation. Not a whole lot else on the field, though. Cole, though, incredible performance. 4 assists, 4 saves, and 5 shots. Really just all over the place. Cole is very much of a playmaker for this team. Meeps jumps to the front of the leaderboard. One thing I really want you to look at here is the even distribution of points for Team Shazoo. I mean, this is a team that is balanced, that everybody does what they want to do, what they need to do for their friends, for their teammates. And you really do see that in everything that goes on here. So, just really solid showing by Team Shazoo in both of these games. It's just a matter of not a whole lot of really blatant errors in play and a lot of just kind of brief holes being exploited on both sides. That's not to say these teams play perfectly. There were definitely a few opportunities, as I pointed out during the game, where Cole kind of left the gate a little open or was just slightly out of position on defense. Maybe a clear didn't go right or something like that, but to be perfectly honest, it was not an aggressively bad performance by either team. You know, obviously Team Rocket pulled out the victory, Doomsy closing it out again, but Team Shazoo was looking brilliant. And this game took place at the Europe Cup number 5, which was before the recent ESL Pro League qualifiers. So it goes to show that Team Shazoo has been gradually getting better and better, and I am very excited to see where they go from here and what happens next. I will be watching Pro League, I know that's for sure. I've also be bringing you ESL Europe Cup number 6, so don't miss that. That is going to be airing on Twitch, on my current Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Shalthis. I'll put the link in the description because I know it has not, my new channel is not live yet, but that'll be coming soon. But either way, stay tuned to this channel, stay tuned to my Twitter, which is a great place to find out what I'm doing and when it's coming next. Subscribe if you like what you saw here. There's always going to be more coming. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.